the book of Revelation written to us or written for us? I believe it was written for us, and it was written to the first century believers in Jesus Christ. We see this in Revelation 1, verse number 4. It says, John to the 7 churches which are in the United States. No, it says which are in Asia. They were going to suffer things that they have never seen before. And so the message was given to them as a message of hope, as a message of being able to endure, as a message of trusting Christ, even though all hell is breaking loose by both the Romans and the Pharisees and the Sadducees and all the rulers of the day. It's written for us. It's not written to us. Let's look at this in Revelation 1, verse number 3. Blessed is he that readeth, and they that hear the words of this prophecy. It was prophecy for them during that time, because it hadn't happened yet. And keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. Christ came about 30 AD, and in his generation, and we see this in Matthew 24:34, that this was all going to come upon his generation, not some 2,000 years later. It says in verse number 7, Behold, he cometh with the clouds, and every eye shall see him, and they also which pierced him. They also which pierced him, they were the ones who saw him return. Matthew 24, verse 34. Read it. It says in verse number 9, I, John, also am your brother and companion in tribulation. In tribulation, John was in tribulation. Let's go over to Revelation 22. There's so many books that I can go to in between. But in Revelation chapter 22, we see time markers again. Revelation 22, verse number 7, Behold, I come quickly. Not some 2,000 years later. Blessed is he that keep the sayings of this prophecy, of this book. You know why they would be blessed is because they would trust in what Christ had to say. And since they trusted in what Christ had to say, they escaped the wrath during 70 AD. That is church history. That is written by Eusebius. It's also written in Josephus. Revelation 22:10, And he saith unto me, Seal not the words or the sayings of this prophecy of this book, for the time is at hand, not 2,000 years or so later. He says, Behold, in verse number 12, Revelation 22, And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, given to every man according to his work shall be, not 2,000 some years later. Verse number 20, He which testified these things saith, Surely I come quickly, not 2,000 years later.